Morning 8th class students. Yesterday we started chapter 10th one, that is direct and indirect proportions. Okay, and part 1 video completed. Now same part 2 chapter has the same direct and inverse proportions. Direct and inverse proportions. Direct and inverse proportions, part 2. Yes, in part 1 we discuss direct proportion along with example problems, along with related problem students. Today we discuss about inverse proportion. Inverse proportion. Inverse proportion. So what is inverse proportion? Yes, observe variation, nothing but change. If I take one example. Okay, if water consumption is increases, then automatically water levels are decreases. Here one quantity change into another quantity. That means one quantity is increases, another quantity is decreases. And also the capacity of workers is increases, then automatically the time required to construct a wall is decreases. That means here one also increase, other one also decrease. Is it clear or not? And also in a family the number of persons is increases, automatically happiness is increased, but accommodation is decreases. Accommodation is decreases. Here that means by taking this example we define easily, that is inverse proportion. What is inverse proportion of the students? If the variation between two quantities if the variation between two quantities is opposite or different, or in the bracket also inverse, then they are said to be inverse proportion. Then they are said to be inverse proportion. Students, once again repeat. If the variation between two quantities is opposite or inverse or different, then they are said to be inverse proportion. Okay, we take two quantities like, let me consider, let x comma y be two quantities. Okay, then x is directly proportional to 1 by y. X is directly proportional to 1 by y, and also pronounced as x is inversely proportional to y. Here observe students, different variation. Directly proportional to 1 by y, inversely proportional to y1. Okay, then if you remove this symbol, we know very well that implies equality symbol along with one constant. X equal to k into 1 by y. X equal to k into 1 by y. And cross multiplication, then xy equal to k. So this is main important students. So here k is got. Here k equal to proportionality constant. K equal to proportionality constant. Okay, same procedure we take similarly. Then if you take x1, x2, x3 and so on in x values corresponding to the y values y1, y2, y3 and so on. So here applying same formula, then that implies x1, y1 equal to x2, y2 equal to and so on. Okay, that is constant. Yes, okay, we are taking first two values, then that implies x1, y1 equal to x2, y2. x1, y1 equal to x2, y2. What we conclude about this formula means the product of two quantities is constant or unique. Unique means same value. So the product of two quantities is unique. Then they are said to be inverse proportion. Inverse proportion. Students, observe here carefully. If two quantities are in inverse proportion, so apply this formula, that is x1, y1 equal to x2, y2. Or x value is taken one side, y value is taken on other side. Then that implies x1 by x2 equal to x1 by x2 equal to y2 by y1. y2 by y1. So in bits arise the question, if x1 by x2 equal to y2 by y1, then x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2 are dash proportion. So that means it is an inverse proportion. This is the information about very inverse proportion, students. We discuss some important questions along with some important problems, students. So listen carefully. Once I repeat, if the variation between two quantities is opposite or inverse or different, then they are said to be inverse proportion. Let x comma y be two quantities. X is directly proportional to 1 by y, or x is inversely proportional to y. Then x equal to k into y. If remove this symbol, apply equal to symbol along with one constant. Finally, here y transfer left side becomes multiplication. So x into y equal to k. Okay. Here k is called proportionality constant, isn't it? Right. Next, similarly, x1 y1 equal to x2 y2 equal to x3 y3 equal to and so on k. Next one. If here in that we are taken just two ratio, two values, that is x1 y1 equal to x2 y2. X value is taken one side, y value is taken another side. Then x1 by x2 equal to y2 by y1. What we conclude about this means the product of two quantities is unique. Unique. Then they are said to be inverse proportion. Okay, students. Then we discuss about some related problems. Right, students. Here, one arises the question. What is the question means? Write three situations where you see in our daily life. Where you see in our daily life. Write three situations. Observe the question, students, all of you. Write three situations. Write three situations where you see in inverse proportion. Where you see in inverse proportion. Okay, students, observe the question carefully. Write three situations where you see in inverse proportion. Okay. Observe first one. Water consumption. I am starting the example. Water consumption. Consumption means avasara. If water consumption is increases, then water levels are decreases. Is it right? Yes. Right. First one. If water consumption if water consumption is increases, then the water levels are water levels are decreases. Then the water levels are decreases. Here one quantity increase, other quantity is decrease. Right. Second one. If of a pen, if cost of a pen, if cost of a pen is decreased, if cost of a pen is decreased, then the number of pens, then the number of pens that purchased, then the number of pens that purchased is increases. Purchase increases. Here observe students, if a cost of a pen is decreased, then the number of pens that purchase increases. Is it clear or not? Right, go for third one. And also, here we know very well how it is. If the speed is increases, then automatically time is decreases. This is mathematical students. Or if you in our daily life observe here, if number of workers, if number of workers are increases, if number of workers are increases, okay, number of workers means that is the capacity of working a workers, capacity of working a workers, okay. Now we are taking simply number of workers. So if number of workers are increases, then the construct time required, then the time required to construct a wall, is decreases. Right students, observe carefully. If number of workers are increases, then the time required to construct or to build, anyone is to build it is better. To build a wall is decreases. Okay students, these are three examples. Not only this, you can create anyone, you can write anyone. According to mathematics side also we can take it. If speed is increases, then the time is decreases. Then the time is decreases. Right students, this is the solution of given question. Once observe here, write three situations where you see in inverse proportion. First one, if water consumption is increases, then the water levels are decreases. Second one, if cost of a pen is decreased, then the number of pens that purchase increases. Third one, if number of workers are increases, then the time required to build a wall is decreases. And also if speed is increases, then the time is decreases. So here one quantity increase, other quantity is decrease in all examples. That's why all situations are in inverse proportion. Then we go for problematic according to the academic science students. Observe carefully and write in notebook and practice and learning and memorize in your mind. Okay students, don't forget it. Right. Observe the question in academic problem. This is observe students. Page number 238, example 6 problem students in your textbook. So, if 36 workers can build a wall in 1 days, how many days will 16 workers take to build the same wall? First, identify the two quantity students. So, observe while approaching the solution. Solution given. Yes, which are the two quantities here? Workers. Number of workers. Next, number of days. Simply days also. Okay, we are taking here number of workers. Number of workers. Next, number of days. Number of days. Number of workers and number of days students. So, how many workers are there at first line? 36 workers, 12 days. So, 36 workers, 12 days. Next one, In how many days? In how many days means question mark this one. How many days means 16 workers. 16 workers. Yes, observe students. We know that number of workers and number of days both are inversely proportional to each other. Here observe, workers are decreases or not? Workers are decreases. Automatically days are increases. Days are increases. Observe the arrows, both are in inverse position. So then both quantities are in inverse proportion. Inverse proportion. If both quantities are in inverse proportion, we know very well what is that formula. That is x1 y1 equal to x2 y2. x1 y1 equal to x2 y2. So observe carefully. Which is x1 and which is x2 already learned in previous video. This is x1 y1, x2 y2 students. So here we find y2 value. So here x2 is multiplied. When sent to the left side, automatically it is divisible. So therefore y2 equal to x1 y1 by x2. x1 y1 by x2. Yes, observe students here carefully. Substitute the values, which implies, or we are taken, okay, x1 36 into next y1 that is 12 by x2 value that is 16. That is 16 students. Okay, cancel with 4 students. 4 3 are 12, 4 4 are 16. Next one, 4 1 is 4, 4 9 are 36. What you get finally? 9 into 3. So 9 3 are 27. So 27 is the final solution. So here required number of days. Therefore required number of days. Required number of days equal to 27 students. Required number of days equal to 27. So in that formula, whatever it given, first of all we identify them two quantities. One is number of workers, other one is number of days. So here number of workers and number of days. 36 workers can be divided in 12 days. So 36 and also 12. Next, in how many days? So we find the days value. Take question mark students. And again, how many days means 16 workers. 16 means we have taken 16 days. Then observe here. If workers are in decreases, automatically days are increases. So observe the arrows. Then automatically both quantities are in inverse proportion. If both quantities are in inverse proportion, we know very well that is the formula is x1 y1 equal to x2 y2. This is x1 y1 x2 y2. Substitute the values here. This finally you will get 27. Okay. While substituting the values, first cancellation very important. 4 3 are 12, 4 4 is 16. Next 4 1 is 4, 4 9 are 36. Finally 9 3 are 27. Therefore, required number of days equal to 27 is the final solution, students. Okay, and write down the notebook and practice carefully, students. Right. Here also, page number 240, example 7th problem. Observe students carefully. Ration is available for 100 students in a hostel for 40 days. For 40 days. How long will it be lost if 20 more students join in the hostel after 4 days? After 4 days. Same. Observe the solution carefully, students. Solution given. Solution given. Here, which is two quantities? So, number of students and number of days. Number of students and number of days. So, here, number of students. Here, first of all, we have taken number of days also better. Number of days, nothing but, okay. Nothing but days. Number of days and also number of students. Number of days, number of students. Right. Observe students here. Number of days. First one, 40 days. Ration is available for 100 students in a hostel for 40 days. So 40 days, 100 students. What they given? How long will it be lost if 20 more students join the hostel after 4 days? After 4 days. So here, after 4 days, observe clearly. After 4 days. After 4 days means, so 14 minus 4. What about the days here? 36 days. Why it is? How it is? 14 minus 4, it becomes 36. So 36 students, 36 days. After 4 days means it is 36 days. Students does not join. So 36 days, 100 students as the same. Next one. Go for second line. How long? How long will it be lost if 20 more students join the hostel? So 20 more students join the hostel means 100 plus 20, it becomes 120. Okay. So then we find here question mark. We find the time students. So no need to starting value. We consider these two values only. Okay, here observe, number of students are increases. Number of students are increases. So 100 to 120. Automatically, if students are increases, number of days also decreases. Why? Both are inversely proportional. Then automatically both the time means number of days are decreases. Then both are in inverse proportion students. Okay, we know very well. Use the formula, that is x1 y1 equal to x2 y2. x1 y1 equal to x2 y2. x1 y1 x2 y2. Okay students, so use the formula and also apply the values. So we find here x2 value, therefore x2 equal to x1 y1 by y2. x2 equal to x1 y1 by y2, which implies, what about x1? x1 value 36, y1 value 100. So 36 into 100 by, next y2 value, it becomes 120. 120. Okay students, 0 0 get cancelled. Next 12 ones, 12 3s are 36. Finally what you get? 3 into 10, it becomes 30. So required number of days. Required number of days. Required number of days equal to 30 days students. That is the solution of given problem students. So how to approach the solution? Observe, by analyzing the problem, first 40 days 100 students. After 4 days given. After 4 days means 40 minus 4, it becomes 36 days. 36 days ration will available for 100 students. Next one, how long will it be? How long means we can find the time. Time nothing but here days. So days question mark. The next students, 20 students have joined. 100 plus 20 nothing but 120. Okay, here one quantity is increased, one quantity is increased, other quantity is decreased automatically. So both are in inverse proportion. By using the formula, we can get the result, that is required number of days. Starting 36 days, automatically if 20 students are there, the ration is available for 30 days only. Okay students, it is clear, I thought. Right, go for next another model problem. Right, observe students here. Solution given as usual. Observe the problem carefully. Here also as they say, 36 men can do a piece of work in 12 days. In how many days 9 men can do the same work? So here men along with days students, two quantities, men. So man singular, men plural, you know very well. Right, man days. Sorry, men days. Men. 36 men can do a piece of work in 12 days. And also 9 men can do the same work. How many days? So question mark taken. So we know where men and days are inversely proportional to each other. Inverse proportion. Here men are decreases. Automatically days are increases. Okay. Use the formula x1 y1 equal to x2 y2. x1 y1 x2 y2. Okay students. Then therefore y2 equal to x1 y1 by x2. x1 y1 by x2. Okay, apply this formula and you can get the result, which implies, x1 value. So 36 into 12 by 9. Okay, 9 ones, 9 fours. 9 fours are 36. So 12 fours are 48 days, students. 48 days. So required number of days equal to 48. This is the solution, students. Here many is decreases and also time it is increases. Time is, that means days are increases, students. Then we go for another problem. Yes, observe the question carefully. A ship can cover a certain distance in 10 hours at a speed of 16 nautical miles per hour. Nautical mile, the distance of a ship, sea. So units is nautical miles, students, per hour. By how much should its speed be increased so that it takes only 8 hours to cover the same distance? Okay, so observe the solution carefully. Solution given here. Distance given, time also given. So one side distance and also time, students. Distance and time. Okay. So then that implies distance and time. Observe, students, here the relation between speed equal to distance by time. Cross multiplication. Time by distance into speed. So same speed. The time is directly proportional to distance. So that means, observe first one. A ship can cover a certain distance in 10 hours at a speed of 16 nautical miles. 16 nautical miles. Here speed is given. Speed is given. So speed one side, other side time, students. 16 nautical miles. 16 nautical miles, and again in 10 hours, students. So here time in hours and again speed nautical miles. NAU nautical miles. Yes, both are in inverse proportion. Right. Next, how much should its speed be increased? Speed. So first of all we find the speed. It takes only 8 hours time. 8 hours time. Here time is decreases. Automatically speed is increases. If both are in inverse proportion, observe the formula as usual. That is x1 y1 equal to x2 y2, students. So then we find x2 equal to x1 y1 by y2. x1 y1 by y2. Right. Apply the value, students, carefully. So then that implies x1 value 16, y1 value 10. 16 into 10 by y2 value nothing but 8. Here y2 value nothing but 8. So 8 ones, 8 twos. So 2 into 10, 20 nautical miles. 20 nautical miles, students. Subject here 20 nautical miles. What we find here? How much should its speed be increased? Increase in speed. Therefore, increase in speed. Increase in speed. Increase in speed equal to. So here we can get 20 nautical miles. Starting equal to how much? 16 nautical miles. 20 minus 16. 20 minus 16 nothing but 4 nautical miles. 4 nautical miles, students. This is the final solutions. Carefully and practice carefully, all of you. Okay. Yes, observe, students, here. While approaching the solution, first analyze the problem carefully, whatever it may be. Right. Observe. 5 pumps are required to fill a tank in 1/2 hours. How many pumps of the same type are used to fill the tank in half an hour? Half an hour. Right. One side, students. Number of pumps. Number of pumps. And again, time duration. Time. Yes, required time to fill a tank means we can take time duration simply, or simply time also, no problem at all. Time. So time in hours. Time in hours. Right. Observe here. 5 pumps. 5 pumps to fill a tank in 1/2 hours. 1/2. 1/2. This is a mixed fraction. Convert into improper. 2 1 is 2 plus 1. 3/2. 3 by 2 our students. Okay, next. How many pumps? How many pumps means question mark taken. And again, of the same type are used to fill the tank in half an hour. Half an hour means 1 by 2. We know that. Number of pumps. Pumps is increases, time is decreases. You know very well. So both are in inverse proportion. Observe the quantities. Here, automatically time is decreases. 3 by 2 hour or 1 by 2 hour. Both are different. So time is decreases. Automatically pumps are increases. Then use the formula x1 y1 equal to x2 y2. So then x2 equal to x1 y1 by y2 students. Okay, then go for solution finally. Then that implies x1 value x1 5, y1 value 3 y2, y2 value 1 by 2. That is, so 5 into 3 by 2 into, so y2 value 1 by 2. 1 by 2 we can express in the numerator automatically by 1. So 2 by 1 nothing but 2 means 2. So 2 get cancelled. 5 3 are 15. So 15 pumps are required. Therefore required pumps equal to 15. This is the approaching the solution, friends. So learn carefully. Students, so after practicing this, observe the textbook, academic textbook. Is there some related problems? And practice, do homework that problem, students. Practice carefully, all of you. Thank you very much, students.